Hello, hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Friday. Oh, yeah, you painted that mini tonight. Hell yeah. Are you gonna send it on Discord? Whoa, did you paint two minis? Here, hold on. Let me grab a screenshot here. Nat painted the goose. I sent them to the goose. Okay, yeah. This is sick. Look at this. This is from Monster Hunter, right? And what's the goose? Is the goose anything significant or is it just like a cool goose? The goose was one of Jared's. Oh, that's awesome. It's like a three-headed goose. That's so sick. This looks great. Toby Kadachi is from Monster Hunter. Sick. Awesome. Thank you for showing me. I hope that was fun. And spoiler, I'm playing Citizen Sleeper. I've never played this game. I honestly don't know anything about it. Um, but it seems the vibe seems cool, and it seems like it might be up my alley. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I like it. Um, can we disable this hammer? Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can. We're cooking now. It's dead. Yeah, we did it. Yes. Okay. With that handled, with the hammer gone, let's finally get into some Citizen Sleeper. So, like I said, haven't played this game, haven't watched anyone play this game. Just seems like kind of a cool vibe. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so we can choose our character class. We've got an operator. They work with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operators work are usually cerebral and precise people. I don't feel very cerebral or precise. Extractor. They work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have high levels of endurance. I like the sound of that. So they have +1 endure, -1 in intuition, and then these guys have +1 interface, -1 endure. I don't know. Operator sounds more fun. Let's just go with that. Yeah, I truly know. I don't even know what playing this game is going to be like. I have no idea, but it just seems like a cool. Just seems cool. I pick games purely on vibe. First time load up. Yeesh. I played some Magic today. I just did some quests. Did you play today? Unknown. Where are you at? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. How's the game volume, by the way? Oh, Lyco, you went 6-3 in a draft. What kind of deck did you play? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. Yep, yep, yep. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. I'm gonna think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from another. Volume sounds good, thank you. Played blue with a white splash, but mostly blue. Hell yeah. The cold slips in behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. I had a merfolk Leviathan combo. It was pretty sweet. Hell yeah, that sounds wicked sweet. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. I'm gonna remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Interesting. What is going on? Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Let's try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of the damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. Yeesh. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Yeah, rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints released from their rigor. Sounds, too. Everywhere, screeching and shimmering, so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Okay. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You're out. We're out. Dragos. We've got data. We can't open data. We've got items. Cryo. Cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This is all I can see. Ooh. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of Mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, are you thawed yet? I'm gonna say almost. Freaking why not? Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero Vac. Seems more than a few of you frozen solid to hull. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. they weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset, with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of the symbolically linked drones perches. Its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggled to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he just figured out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software, a rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. All right. Whoa. Look at Dragos's little break to like Walkman. A pragmatic and private salvager. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet, as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You're an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? Well, for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away toward the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. Oh, that's nice, Lyco. It's like being read a story. That's cool. Yeah, this is like way more reading than I thought it was gonna be, but maybe that's kind of the whole game. It's I'm liking it so far. The station, you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Tea, Magic the Gathering, vibin', hell yeah. You're living the dream. Alright. You head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Okay. Cool. So I think I can view my character. She looks cool. Skills. 1 upgrade point. Efficiency extractor. Chance to gain random scrap. Ooh, that's cool. Transfer intercept. Icebreaker. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Okay. Predictive reasoning. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Thrill seeker. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. Okay. I think random scrap seems good. Oh, these just cost one, but I have none left. None so far, rather. Alright. Nothing else to see. Let's go to the empty container. End the cycle. I've got myself a summer ale. I'm chilling. This is pretty sweet. You wake up curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Building a life, I guess. Say building a life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccant powder. Is it sachets or sachets? I don't know. You thumb the powder stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets, I don't know, smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can, and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. So, tutorial. Condition, action dice, and energy. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you'll suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. We've got action dice. At the start of each cycle, I roll action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you use your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending your current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will start starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Okay. So what's the deal right now? Can't move around. Can click on this. Oh boy. Dragos is standing in the corner when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, And in the harsh lights of the corridor, you realize it's an implant. It is implanted. A drone sits on its shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? We got a hi, Steve. I love Citizen Sleeper. What's up, Will? I don't know anything about this game, but it seems cool so far. Yeah, sure. I'm ready to work. All right, then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech. Something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. No one does. You could say it's a sleeper. Heyo. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor, and obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, but in my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and sleepers, well... But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. It does. It does look like it's time to get to work. So we've got the canister in Dragos's yard and the low end gate. Passage into low end. Then what is all this stuff? I honestly have no idea. Flickering. Oh, these are my dice, I guess? I got 3 5-sided die and a 2-sided die? I don't know. Maybe. Let's go to the shipyard. Okay, now we're getting it. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Cool. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive. Goes better than expected. Neutral. It's a success. And negative. It fails. Okay, so we got... The 6 is 100% chance positive. The 5 is a 50-50. The 3 with the 4. Okay, interesting. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. 100%. Yep. I guess I need both of these to get a 25% chance positive. I'm not sure. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to that action. 1. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Okay. Risk is either safe, risky, or dangerous. No loss. Negative outcome means cryo and energy loss. Danger means condition loss. Neutral can mean cryo and energy loss. Got it. Gonna boot up a draft. Yes, Lyco. Good luck. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Got it. Okay. And then your modifier, which I have a modifier to, I think, interface, and a minus to endure. Okay, cool. So we've got some actions here. We've got a repeatable action. Hull dissection. Even the rustiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. That's risky, apparently. We've got a safe, manual salvage. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labor. Okay, so that's safe. And then we've got... That's repeatable as well. A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Got it. So that's every cycle that goes up. Back in business. Every salvager knows they're always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. Okay. And this is endure. So forget. Oh, nice. It's going to tell me what our percentage chance is. So we got a 50-50 shot at neutral, 20% chance for it to be positive, or 25, and 25 for it to be negative. And over here, what do we have? 50 positive, 50 neutral, but it's risky. Oh. 25 positive, 50 neutral. Let's give this a shot. Hull dissection. Actions often progress clocks. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's debt, are cycle clocks. Those clocks hit themselves once each cycle and can complete without players' input. Active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Got it. Alright. So we got neutral outcome there, right? We're back in business. That's cool. Let's try the 50-50 shot with this safe action. Tutorial, drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on the location that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. You're free to explore Elrond's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food, keeping your energy up, and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks and progress stories to find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Okay, cool. Neutral outcome. Back in business and 10 cryo. Let's check this find a doctor. Toggle tracking. See if we can find a doctor. Oh, what's this? Dock B2, Rotunda Wet Dock, Old Dock Terminal, Rotunda Wet Dock C4. Okay, so if I track this, cool. We've got Bright Market, a bustling open market. That should help us find a doctor. Let's do it. Lyco, make sure to let us know what you draft once you've got that deck finished, and good luck. Am I on a Halo? Let's see. I can't scroll out. I can just scroll up and down. I think it's just a shaft so far. It's looking like white-black. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's get rid of this. We can ask for directions to explore the market. Nice. We got a risky or dangerous. Let's just go for a risky. The smells and sounds and buzzing activity of the bright market makes a dizzying place to wander, but enticing. But an enticing one too. Let's give it a try. Double plus on the local knowledge, hell yeah. I'm gonna give this one another shot, see if we can progress this all the way up. And find ourselves a doctor. Yes. So this has done something. The bright market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. Okay. So I'm out of dice. Oh, we found the doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. Oh, next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer in this body, your body will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle toward the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in to see amber light filtering through the far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway. You catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. Whoa. Look at Sabine. Shoot. Everybody looks so cool in this game. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then they quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to open a case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. Oh boy. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. Has it really been a few cycles? I guess I'll say a few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. S&R doesn't like to see its property technology let loose, its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up, as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. And they sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Oh, yeah. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. Hell yeah. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoved. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Fuck yeah, thanks Sabine. Cool as hell. So we've got a doctor here. We have a street food vendor. Yo, Emphas. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. Yes, dude. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it into plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payments. I'm gonna just watch for a little bit. Despite the queue, Emphas doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphas remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Emphas sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Oh, hell yeah. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his wok. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and the dark, of the container, and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you, and it scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places his plastic tray of steaming fungus into your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and shuts it off. The roar of the flames and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. Huh. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Lyko, how's the draft going? Are we crushing it? Are we crushing it or what? So we got a good food place, street food stall, passage to the low end. I sent you my deck. Oh my gosh, let's take a quick break and take a look at Lyko's draft deck. Hopefully everybody's into some Magic the Gathering. I know most people here are. Okay, we got it. Just a second. Let's see, can we all see that? Just started game 1. Okay, so we got the Cecil, we got Restoration Magic, Magitech Infantry, Dragon's Lance, Slash of Light, Mage's Staff. Oh, sick. We're looking good. Mage's Rod. Did we get any, what's his name? That 2-drop? Doesn't look like it, but you do have the Gale Cat. Sick. Demon Wall, Black Mage's Rod, Heck Dies, Cornered by Black Mages. Delivery Moogle. I actually don't know what the Delivery Moogle does. Overkill is the 9999 kill spell, right? Side quest Hunt the Mark. Very good. And then Malbro, the smoking beast. This looks like it's gonna be pretty decent. I wish you had the fetches equipment. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Who's the 2-drop that has the artifact affinity and lifelink? I forget. Not affinity is not the right word, but he gets stronger with artifacts. Looks fun though, Lyko. Good luck. Okay, we have Sabine Surgery. Yep. Or exchange. Hardware exchange. Adalbert Steiner. Yes, thank you. Let's look at the character. How do I see how much money I have? Don't know. Oh, 25. I've got 25 cryo. So let's see what I can do here. Play the exchange. Flow of chits and components into the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you good margin. Cool. You could sell components. If I had some components to sell. Cool. And then awesome. Gotta stop hitting escape. Alright, I'm interested in at least checking all this stuff out. What happens at the low end gate? Pay the low end toll. 60 cryo. Got it. Dock B2. I can salvage sortie. Take several cycles to reach the starward belt and return loaded with scrap from old wrecks. So 4 cycles from now, I guess, we'll be able to do something here. Deal dock plans. Havenage security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know the place and the most dangerous. Okay. Okay. The rotunda doesn't mean just new place to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. And then we have explore the rotunda. And that gives us Havenage run the rotunda and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. So if I keep exploring, I will attract their attention. Got it. Rotunda. Okay, just check that out. Another dock, I bet it's kind of the same thing. Helion crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of Helion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. That's many more cycles. And I think I'm good. But let's check this out too. Assist a shipbuilder. Okay. All materials. I could become a yard hand. Okay, let's go back to the empty container. End the cycle. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you're gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across the colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station. Like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. I'm gonna touch it. You find a point in the station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it's pulling in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Holy shit. Okay, so we have lots of stuff we can do. Build a ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. Get to know Emphas. Emphas loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. I would like that. And then repay Dragos. Dragos is pulling you out of the salvage. Dragos pulled you out of the salvage, set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. I think... Let's see. I can only track one thing at a time, I think. Let's just keep survive on there. Let's check and see what the... Okay, so Sabine's thing is just progressing. A couple more cycles and we'll have something there. I think I should probably go do some stuff with Dragos to help with the back-end business. 50% neutral, 25 either positive or negative. 50-50. Is it 50-50 no matter what for the safe? Yeah. So I may as well just throw out a 50-50 for manual salvage and see how that goes. Alright, we got another back in business. We're cruising. I think I'm gonna leave. And I kinda wanna do the shipyard thing. This one's risky, and it's indoor, which we don't really have. 50% neutral, 25. Is this the same? Yep. Let's try to assist the shipbuilder. Why not? Ooh, that hurt. So we lost some energy. I might just try again. Yeah, let's try again. Alright, we got progress toward yard hand. Cool. Now let's go see about maybe some food. We can order fungus for 15. I think that's my energy, right? So let's do it. Fungus fan. Emphasis doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Oh, that put our energy all the way back up. Hell yeah. I wonder if I had to do that or if sleep would have done that too. No, you gotta eat. I think that's kind of all I can do. Or exchange. Anything I could do here? Don't think so. Maybe next time I'll play the exchange. And there's, oh, the low end gate, right? That costs 60. I think I just go back to bed. End cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like the stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer and crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. I'm gonna focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread. When you first saw them, they are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data streams of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. Then, that instant tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. I don't know. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sapphire shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. This game is cool. We are hunted now. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. I'm gonna mute for 1 second. I just gotta ditch a sweatshirt. Hold on. All right. So we have a few cycles before we are hunted. Tutorial, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Cool. Data. Whoa. There's a key node, an agent, Solheim Gate S7, another key node, Bunch of little nodes. What's this? Havenage Gate H4. Havenage Agent. Solheim Gate. Key Node. Yatagan Agent. Oh, interesting. This is the, these are the people that I might be getting medicine from. Data actions. They allow you to extract data from networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay. Yatagan Agent. Some gang enforcers' implements are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. Let's check it out. Fuck yeah. So I could just bypass and extract data. Neutral outcome. Data extracted. Okay. Ooh. Yatagan data. A data cache skimmed from Yatagan hardware. Leave. Check this out. Wait, what can I do with this? This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo. Ooh, cool. The glacial pace abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. Okay. I guess I'll check all of these nodes. We've got... this one is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. Solheim Gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. I need to input a Solheim cipher. Okay, so there might be some place I can input the Yatagan information I just got. Havenage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Havenage agent. Broadcasting on the open network from here. Yep. I think I already clicked that one. What's this? Data here is part of a cache, tucked away during the collapse. Who did this, and for what purpose? Cool. Let's go help our friend. Dragos. Alright, Dragos. Ooh, 100% positive. Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Yes. Shipyard. Can I do this dangerous one with 100%? No, it's 50-50. Because that gives me a -1. I'm starting to get it. I'll assist the shipbuilder. Two pluses to yard hand and 5 cryo. Hell yeah. We're rolling in the cryo. I don't think I need to get food right now because that seemed to do me up pretty well before. And let's leave. And then if I remember right, there's nothing we can do at the ore exchange without different items. Although maybe there's something I can do with this. I don't think so. Can I sell this? Nope. All right. Back to the container. Oh boy, I need some food. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor toward you. Sleeper, wait up. Fang, a Havenage systems engineer. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts his hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but isn't easy. Erlin? You pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Havenage should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back. His voice is bright, and his dark look is suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising his hand in farewell. Man, this game is stylish. I like it. Alright, let's see if there's any cool stuff to scan. Some key nodes. I'm interested in the one that farms crypto. Is that this one? This node pulses faintly as it binds cryo at a glacial pace. Okay. So I can use a 2 or a 1. See if anywhere else wants a 2 or a 1. This wants a 2. A 3 or a 2. Right, that one wants Solheim information. This one wants a 1 or a 3. I'm interested in this. Last time stamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Let's go. +5, cryo. Transfer, intercept. Extract that data. We've got an encrypted key. Encrypted key, a stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging mag locks. Hell yeah. The cloud. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread. Strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling, like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. I'm gonna resist. You struggle against the thread and it tightens in response. A glittering garrote. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it's a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It's blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you with lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identify, origin, serial cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Crazy dog. Yes, it's a crazy dog. It looks almost like a deer, like a deer body. It's a hunter. Yeah, I'm gonna, I don't understand. Sentience questionable. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface. Oh, it's talking. Sci-fi eldritchy, for sure. Lyko, did you finish your draft, or are you in between games? As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. 2-2? Right on. I think the next one's a win, but that's just me. I'm biased. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Friggin' strike, dog. You lash out with all your force, not physical strike, but focusing a spike of interference, leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Holy cow. So who's in the rotunda? Oh, we got some medicine ready, I think. Where is the rotunda again? Dragos's yard. Doxy 4, the rotunda. We're gonna have to explore the rotunda at some point here to see what the hell that eldritch dog is talking about. But for now, let's talk to Sabine. The first thing you see entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants. Like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor, he nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again they trailed off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I don't care. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. 2, 3. Oh, sorry, Lyco. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to the immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. It's like Graves' disease. Sabine holds up a vial of would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by eliminating your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. They sigh. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. I don't have a choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer's genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients, sorry. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. I'm gonna leave. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay. Sabine. So now we're stable. And we need food. So let's get some food. Let's eat some fungus. Hell yeah. I do not have enough to unlock the low-end gate. I'm interested in the ore exchange. So we could play the exchange. We have 0 to do that with. 0, like, beneficial stuff. Doesn't seem good. Let's leave. We're getting close to Dock B2. What's at the rotunda? $50-50, explore the rotunda, but we'll end up on the watch list. I'm gonna leave. Let's go back to the, like, hacker mode and check out this. Not that one. This one. See if we can get some, cryo out of this thing. Extract the data. Neutral outcome. We got another encrypted key. So we can unlock bag locks. Does that help me up here at the low end gate? No. Maybe like this. Maybe this gate. What does this need again? Okay. Let's go help our pal. Drago. Not a good chance. We've got a better chance at the like stock exchange. We have better luck being a day trader. And how are we looking at the shipyard? Same. I think I had a better chance at a positive outcome at the ore exchange. Let's give that a try. No, it's all the same. Okay. Dragos it is. Back to business. We got some more cryo. We're looking good. Time to end the day. End cycle. We're chilling. We're hungry again. We've got dice. We've got 100% success up here, which means I should probably take that to like the stock, the ore exchange, I think. Ooh, what's this? Bang. Sleeper. Bang catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way, security and all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. We're chilling, we're hungry, that's right, Lyco. Fang leans on a server stack and gestures around you. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Ah, a fellow dredger. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, A1, and one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a constant, a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We're keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections? You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. No, it isn't. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off with the last ghost limbs of the corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in the Havenage, there's old growth. Those with roots traced back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm definitely in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. He smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Hell yeah. Anti-capitalism, yeah. This is, very dystopian so far. We seem to be corporate property. But Fang, I'm down. We'll take him down. One cipher at a time. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours to see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step blinking back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Yeah, dude. Fang's Bay. Let's see what we have to give him. Fang will pay you for any Solheim data that you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. What he does with it is anyone's guess. So, what about this? Nope. Nope. Well, let's definitely try that Solheim cipher here. Oh, that's a Havenage cipher. Where was the Solheim cipher? Not here, but that's a 2. Havenage agent probably has the Havenage cipher, I would guess. And they go for a 2. Let's just do it. Give it a try. We got some Havenage data. A cache of raw data from Havenage hardware. Leave. Can this do it? No. So, what am I doing? I'm stable currently. I don't need to track that. I'd like to toggle that on for tracking. Actually, let's do that. Disable the tracker. What's that light up? Anything? Nope. Yadigan agent. Implants chirping. I could have sworn there was one that wanted the Solheim cipher. It's this one. Perfect. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Let's do it. Gate S7 success and -1 Solheim cipher. Okay. Okay, now we have new Solheim nodes. Do we have any that want a 1 or 2? This one does. Let's throw the 1 in there. Node is leaking corrupted contractor lists from the early days of the system's Palladium rush. Ugh, what happened? What happened? Oh, I unlocked it. We got some Solheim data. Let's give it to our new friend here. Fang, I have data for you. We got some cryo. And ooh, oh right. Some of this stuff is here. Buy some scrap. Most of what comes in from the Starward Belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found among the salvage. We do have enough to open that other gate. Maybe come back to that. I don't know if that's like a one-time deal or if that goes away. I think I should probably check it out while it's here. Definitely got to get some food. Maybe it's food and buy something from the scrap freighter. Random scrap item. Plus scrap allowance. Cool. We got a scrap mine fragment. Could be reassembled with the right tools and a few more fragments. Cool. Leave. Let's get some food and up our relationship with the fungus man. We're full. Plus fungus fan. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's try a success here. 100% positive success. Plus 19 cryo. And a trusted trader. Eve? Should I buy some more scrap from the freighter? What else do we have to do? Shipyard and Dragos's yard. Doxy 4. I'll go for it. Gotta help Dragos, you know? Leave. Almost back up to 60. I'm gonna buy some more scrap. Okay, so this time I've got scrap components. Useful salvage to the right person, so I think I can sell that. What was that? Building the ship mine. Let's see where the heck that is. Building the ship mine. Is that here? No. Where do we build? Oh, it's here. How does this help me build the ship mine? Gain access to the ore fabricator. Oh, gotcha. Old shipment fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted trader. Okay, I get it. Let's become a trusted trader. Hell yeah. Oh. Leave. And let's see what we can do with that too. Solheim node. This one wants it too. More Solheim data for our pal. Fang. Awesome. Feel like we're thriving. This is good. We have a little place we like to eat. We trade. Oh, we can even open the freaking low-end gate. Let's do it. Why not? Thriving. You hand over the chits to the Yadigan enforcer and he nods you through. What do we have access to now? Low end. Yes, dude. And the free spoke transit hub. And another Trading place. Check low end. Okay, we can block maintenance. Maintenance maintained by their residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out's a good way to make friends. That's awesome. No one knows you here. You'll need to change that if you want to access the low end's residents and facilities. Play Tavla. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end, as residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. Sounds like mahjong. Okay, and this is the spoke climber. The spoke is layer after layer of dense urban fabric. The only way to explore it is vertically. We can scale it, or we can enter it. Cool. And then we've got this. Pay for passage. To reach the Greenway, you need to pay for a pass. A practice invented by the spacers marooned here. They call it Founder's Ferry. Very cool. Let's see what we have any more nodes. Yeah, there's the Yadigan agent. Well, we've done all we can. I think I've got maybe 1 or 2 more cycles in me for the evening. But this game is sweet. I'm stoked that I picked it up because I'm having fun. End cycle. Okay, we got what seemed like good dice for some hacking and like a 50-50 or like a 25-50-25. So I think I should hit the nodes. We wanted to. A Solheim daemon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocols like a mantra. We got some Solheim data. We got a perk as well. What was that? How do I look at my character again? Up here? Or here? Data? Don't know. Let's give Fang some data. Here you go, man. What do you think? Scoping the system, we've done it. Fang wants to get a look at the data that's hiding deep in the subsystems of the eye. Let's talk to Fang. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark staccato rhythms. Unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads. Fang's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These sneaky shitheads. Who's sneaky? Sleeper! Fang's smiling head pops out from behind the stack. I probably should have stayed silent there. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of a set of monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information. Names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. People. People, yes, but whose people? Solheim. Bingo. He taps the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners. And he leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one. This is a sneaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Friend of yours? Fang gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Havenage. Are you sure? Well, that's where you might be able to help me. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a. Fang leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Fang raises an eyebrow at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, they worked on Solheim ships, they breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hands, fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extractions out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. It was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors, willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls, like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him? Fang relaxes a little. Who knows? He turns to you and smiles. So we're gonna find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenage might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Fang zooms in on the far yards. Fang grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid. They don't like anyone from systems digging around their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of Solheim executive. We need proof. Fang holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set to the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Fang puts his hand on your shoulder. You, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Fang grins. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? Up for it? Bro, I hate to say it, but what's in it for me? Rooting out a corrupt snake is not enough? Find the information and I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Fang scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. Continue. You leave Fang digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Okay, so we got a Hardin to find. And we've got maybe this key node to get into, maybe, if that's the shipyard we're supposed to get into. So this gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. So we need to find a Havenage agent and steal his cipher. Here we go. It wants a 2. We've got a 2. We've got some Havenage data and a Havenage cipher. Yeah. Oh, the hunter's here. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. It's looking for you. Oh, let's hide. You slip down into the ghostly structures of the Eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Continue. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now. That roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it's here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you. In that unpleasantly familiar way, it's waving threads, creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You're caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind, but you're already gliding away back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. We're safe. We're safe, folks. Right. Yadigan agent. I'm interested. Oh yeah. We want to go back here. Crack this bad boy open with the cipher. Gate H4 access. Okie doke. We should have nodes here. We do. And this wants the rip. Sure, we'll just throw the Ripper Worm in there. Why not? Okay, this wants another Ripper Worm. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Anything to do here? He wants rips from the shipyard. I might just have to wait for that, I'm thinking. The worm slots in and begins tunneling down. Godspeed, little one. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Let's help Dragos out. Hopefully. Yeah, we're back in business. Dragos. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it's lowered into the yard. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather some enthusiasm as Dragos, the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances up at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg, right? As it reaches the base of the yard, Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. Damn, probably true. The wreck of the S&R freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse, ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth, into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side, Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself, as you take one last look at the shattered ships as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Okay, operator. We got some upgrades. Fuck yeah. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top right of the screen. So we got 1 point. And we can either get, we got these 4 things to choose from. But this is a 2-point upgrade, right? So we got these 3 really. Efficient extractor, chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. Okay. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. That seems good. Engage action. We've got a minus... What is this? What is the minus one? Oh. This is the engineer track, maybe? I'm confused a little bit. So random scrap on engineer actions. Let's just do that. Confirm. That makes sense to me. And I'm a simple chicken. So this stuck around. That's cool. We are still being hunted. Got a couple more dice to roll. What to do? Good on food. I'm good on energy. Nothing really good for us here. 50-50. Gotta be the same. I'm interested in the rotunda. $50-50 to steal dock plans. Let's go for it. Okay, done it. But we're also on the watch list. Or maybe we're not. I don't know. I can't tell. But I've got stuff to check out here now. Ankita, Overlook Bar, the sealed dock. Check out the sealed dock. I can unlock the maglock. Sure can. Encrypted key. I can also unlock another maglock. Unseal the dock. I'm exploring. What did that give us? I don't know. Oh, this. Neovent. A mysterious machine. Whoa, look at this. This is so cool. Please wait. Your order. A decaying vending machine. Neovent. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Look around. You don't know when this place was sealed, but from the state of the outer doors, high above, it must have been decades ago. In this dark, cavernous space, debris sits in every corner, along with traces of rough sleepers. Oh shit. Although none of it seems recent. Looking past this layer of decay, you see the now faded messages, symbols and logos of the Eye's original corporate owners, still glinting in the shadows. Among all this, the warm glow of the machine seems to be the only sign of life. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock, a kind of upright cabinet. It's covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor. intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovent, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration. Chirps a pre-recorded message catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovent. Entity. They hiss, "Speak with me." Who's there? I don't know, maybe I should stay silent. There's a squeal, almost like something strange, mechanical, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath. Before the machine speaks again, "I have need of you. You have need of me." That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Are you the vending machine? Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resists, but emulation makes you target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. Neovent whines, but you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded the cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovent. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Brings this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone, their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self, Neovent says pointedly. Mutual need means friends. They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops. As mechanisms within the machine click back into place, the glow fades, and your left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Hell yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, let's check out Ankita. Ankita! Hey you! Wanna earn shit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it too. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is it with this place? She asks, as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. Ankita softens. I get it, I do. She shakes her head, but if I could go just one cycle without some jumped up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those shits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Shifts this way. She sets off down the gantry at impressive speed. Wait, and she sets off down a gantry. Yeah, at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down the passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores? What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for ambergris. That cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell, but since then it's only gotten worse. Someone's got in and sliced the core from our ship mind, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is, I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd be stranded, so yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundle of plates through the ambergriss's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Awesome. That's cool. So what can we do here now? We can help her with repairs and rewire drones, which we have at +2. That's sick. Let's go to the bar. You can buy rations there or get a drink. And if you become a regular, it's not exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. Okay. Ooh, hunter nest. It wants a 2 or a 3. Are there any other hunter nests we can take down? It wants a 1. This nest is a tangle of algorithms, recursively generating possible Solheim communications codes. Let's get it. Got some hunter data. Awesome. And can I give that right to the bot? Sure can. Awesome. And nothing else to do. Except maybe get a drink at the bar. Why don't we end the day with a drink at the bar? Get a drink. I mean, I got the cryo. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Oh, this gives me a little bit of energy. I'll have one more. Awesome. And then it's back home. End cycle, and hopefully it saves. Yep, it's saving. Okay. That was awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out and watching me play some Citizen Sleeper. This game was cool. I'm gonna keep playing it. Needed like a good chill hangout game, and this is perfect. So I think for the time being, I'll be playing Magic, playing some Citizen Sleeper, and yeah, hanging out occasionally. So I'm signing out, but until next time, take care. Rate a channel.